Thank you, Ambassador Erdan. Our next speaker is Keren Munder. Keren and Ohad, her 9-year-old son, were visiting with her parents, Avraham and Ruti, in Kibbutz Nir Oz on the day of the attack. Keren, Ohad, and Ruti were taken to Gaza and released after 49 days. Only then did they learn that Avraham was still alive and that he was also taken hostage, but kept separate from them. Her brother, Ro'i, was murdered during this attack. Keren, thank you so much for being here with us. The floor is yours.
Merav, my cousin, is standing next to me to support. My name is Keren Munder. On October 7th, I was brutally kidnapped by Hamas with my 9-year-old son and 79-year-old parents. The fact that I am here right now speaking to you is the reason why it's urgent we speak about the hostages. We are their only chance. I came out alive, they can too. They must come home now. I am a living proof that release is possible and that we must take action. On the weekend of October 7th, I was at Kibbutz Nir Oz visiting my parents with my son Ohad. Saturday morning, we woke up to sirens. We heard shooting and yelling outside the house. We knew we were in danger. My son hid under the bed in silence. I was next to him. My mother was behind the sofa. My father stood close the door. We hoped that if we were quiet, we will be safe. We were not. The noise outside was very loud and scary. My 70-year-old father does not see well and walk with a cane. He tried to protect us from the terrorists. He blocked the door and held the handle of the safe room. 5 terrorists pushed the door open, pushing my father to the floor. They had guns and were yelling at us. My father fell on the floor. Then the terrorists forced all of us to go out of the room. At the same time, there were other terrorists in the house eating our food and trying to burn our furniture. I left my loving father on his knees. I had to walk away from the man who took care of me all my life. I couldn't do nothing. I had to protect my only son. It was terrifying. I did not want to lose my child. He was so scared. So did I. The terrorists pushed us outside, yelling, telling us they would cut our neck if we did not go. Katalu in Arabic. Outside the house, the kibbutz I grew up in and love. My beautiful kibbutz was like a war movie. Terrorists yelling and shooting, houses and cars burning everywhere. They took us to Gaza. When we arrived, we were wearing our pajamas and we were barefoot. They gave us hospital clothes to cover ourselves. Later, they would give us clothes that local Arab women wear. Those clothes are nothing like the clothes we used to wear. We were terrified every time we moved. We thought that we would be killed by the citizen or terrorist who saw us. After 2 weeks, they moved us. They took us to a hospital full of people and put us in a tiny room. There were 10 of us in that room, 5 women and 5 children. 2 of the children, 12 years old, each one of them was alone in captivity before that for 12 days. This was a small examination room in a hospital. There were 10 of us crowded in a room where one doctor usually looks at one patient. 10 people aged 2 to 85, eating, sleeping, toileting, with no toilet, only a sink, in the same room. No privacy, no beds, only nightmare and fear. 10 people in a small room, no sanitary conditions, only one sink. In that one sink, we went to the bathroom. We washed our face and hands. The woman's job in the room was first and foremost to be mothers, not only to our children, but to all the children there, because they did not have their mothers. We tried to take care of their physical and mental health, and we wanted to keep the children hopeful, but we had no idea what would be next. We also did not want to create false hopes. No one knows what happened to their loved ones and the people left behind. The children development fevers, people got diarrhea. Sometimes we had to wait hours for someone to open the door and take us to the bathroom. Then people got constipation because of a long wait for the toilet. Children cannot wait this long. Adults cannot wait this long. No human cannot wait this long. We used garbage cans as a toilet, especially at night. Everyone used the garbage cans, the women as well, without privacy, in front of each other. It was the only option. We did not have a choice. Have you ever lost all your privacy? Have you had to go to the bathroom with 10 people around you? Most of the people in the room suffered from a serious attack of lice, very big lice that I have never seen before. We had to cooperate with the terrorists. We were completely dependent on them. The thought that a terrorist might do something to me as a woman and maybe even confront my son crossed in my mind more than once. We know that horrible things were done to women. I was afraid it would happen to me. Likely I was not hurt. Every day for months since my release, I fear for the situation of the women younger than me who are still in the hand of those monsters. There is nothing worse than the experience of captivity, not knowing what they plan to do with you, a war happening right outside your door. Every noise caused panic. We were afraid for our life every moment. We lost our identity. We lost our femininity. No mirrors, no showers, none of our clothing, no cosmetics, nothing. The children lost their childhood. We tried to invent game without physical things, like telling stories that you remember by heart. Everyone was angry. We had limited food. The mothers collected their food and gave most of it to the children. Every single woman in the room lost at least 10% of their body fat. We did not have any basic conditions. We did not have the things that any human in this world has and used every day. What made me strong there? The fact that I understood that I have the ability to help the other in the room, and I did whatever needed. On day 49, I was released with my son and mother. I couldn't believe that I got out. Today, more than 3 months later, I realize more than ever how lucky we were to be released. On the bus returning to Israel, we found out from another hostage that my father was also being held by Hamas. Along with the joy of hearing a sign of life from him began the massive concern for him. We also find out that my only loving brother Roy was murdered in front of his house. My father is now 5 months in captivity. I'm aware to the condition here in the captivity. After all, we came back from there. What if someone you love was being held by monsters and you had no contact with him? You had no idea how they were. Please do not close your eyes. We need to bring them all home now. As a woman, mothers, daughters, and wife, we must do everything in our power to bring them home now. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador Erdan. Our next speaker is Keren Munder.